except that it'll be delayed. No other filter does that for you. Well, not look exactly like because it's going to be modified by its magnitude characteristics. But if you had a linear filter, where the magnitude is all 1 for all frequencies, okay, and the phase is linear, what that means is the output will look exactly like the input, except that it would be delayed. In other words, you've created a delay element. Okay. So today we did, so let me a second here. Let me go back. And see this other stuff. I can make this other stuff work. Because so not plot H. Let's not put that one in. Okay, let's use the formula that we derived for. I still don't know whether it's real first or it's imaginary first. I'm going to find out right now, though. So I'm no longer using the angle. I'm no longer using the angle calculation. I'm using the calculation from the formula, inverse tan of imaginary over real. So that should work now. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So, Dr. Godright.
Yes.
Looking back on your notes, inverse tan is A tan 2, right?
No, it's also A tan. I told you the difference between A tan and A tan 2, and I ain't going to tell you the difference again.
You really get kicked out, sorry about that.
Excuse me?
I got kicked out of Zoom.
No, I didn't mean today I told you the difference between the two. I told you that in the past. I advise you when we get off in a minute that you Google the difference between A tan and A tan 2. And have you done C++?
Yes, sir.
You should know from there too. Okay. So today was a review lesson. The only new thing we did today is there's something called discrete time Fourier transform. And the frequency response is the discrete time Fourier transform of y over the discrete time Fourier transform of x. That's the only new thing we did today. Everything else you knew before. Perhaps you didn't know it well, because some of you still ain't got the idea. The cutoff frequency, the magnitude is 1 over root 2. And that's assuming the maximum value is 1. It would be 70% of the maximum value. Any other questions? Go ahead.
I have a question. When coding in Octave, is that exactly the same as code in MATLAB?
It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
So is the reason we use Octave and not MATLAB?
Yes, Octave is free. MATLAB is very expensive. Maybe not for students. As a student, you get MATLAB fairly cheap. But for me to use MATLAB in my classroom is very expensive. there's no doubt that MATLAB is better. MATLAB has more toolboxes, we call it. You remember the other day we had the load signal package? Well, in MATLAB, those are called toolboxes. And MATLAB has more toolboxes. And MATLAB has something called Simulink, which is basically a block diagram software. So you're manipulating systems with block diagrams, very much like what you need to do when you're doing control theory, automatic control theory. But with your UB student address, you should be able to get MATLAB cheaply.
And that's what we pay technology fee for?
No, you don't pay technology fee. You don't determine what we pay technology fee for. That in an ideal world, that could be one of the things you pay technology fee for. In an ideal world, but this ain't an ideal world. The technology fee mainly goes to get parts for the electronics lab and instruments for the electronic lab. Because y'all may think y'all paying a lot of money in technology fee, but you're not. You're not paying a lot compared to the need, because these things are expensive.
We don't use the lab though.
You don't use the lab for 111 and 211?
It was online.
Oh, you did during COVID. So y'all didn't put things together anyway. Y'all didn't put anything during COVID.
Yeah, this bill of power supply.
Well, why are you telling me you don't use the lab then? But who paid for those parts? Oh. Well, here you use electronics lab, okay, and the fees are to maintain the electronics lab. Anyway, I have to go, folks, because I have another class at 12. Okay. So, any other questions?
They got dog do for 1 second off the glass here. Only for like literally like 10 seconds. I want to ask you something.
10 seconds? That's an exaggeration. Okay, I'll give it a try, and if it takes too long, then I'll just have to tell you another time.
Okay.